Hi, fellow traders. I'm going to recap my trades for today, from today. Um, my watch list didn't really do well. I had three tickers from last night. CALM and EXPE didn't do well. Um, STX kind of baited me out of the gate. I didn't expect this move this quick, but I got a nice wash here on the first 5 minute candle. Then the second candle opened and was doing the same pretty much. So I took it short on the opening range breakdown, and it came down and kind of touched this deviation band, and I really wasn't thinking about just taking profit here. Really should have in hindsight, but I didn't. And then it got bought right back up. This candle opened, but then I got the fade again, and don't know why I didn't take profits there after what I just saw on the previous candle, but I guess I wasn't locked in, like I should have or should have been. I was worrying about the other trade that I didn't take and how well it was doing, and it kind of got into my head. But this came down and got bought right back up. And when this candle opened, and started running up, I said, it's time to cut it off because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. And if I had waited and let it close above VWAP, it would have, I would have lost 30 cents or so on the deal. So I got out flat. Didn't lose anything other than commissions. Um, so I just kind of had to go back and regroup. Now, the other trade I was looking at taking was HOG out of the gate. And I was looking to take it short, but then, I looked back and I was like, you got this big gap down, this morning with the news, and I kind of read it, this morning, and saw it kind of held this level. So honestly, I expected this to do just what STX did. I expected this stock to wash out for one or two candles at open and then turn around and reverse quickly. But this one got the nice steady fade down to the whole number where I would have taken profit. There's nothing here, but I would have taken some right here at this whole number. But it came back, it consolidated a little bit, all under the 9, faded some more, and actually it stayed under the 9 pretty much the first half of the day. When I started looking at it for a potential reversal, when it lost this and it came back and this held as resistance and it faded some more, I was looking for it to possibly reverse off of this level or this level down here. So I kept it on watch, and I think when it was about right in here, when I got back from lunch, and I mentioned in chat that I was watching this, but I was only interested if the 9 and the 20 kept coming down, so that this can cross. I rarely take reversal trades unless the candles are trading above the moving averages. This is a textbook setup for me. The 9 and the 20 come down and it starts trading above it. Once it closes above it, this next candle confirms and I'm long. Yeah, I gave up this, but you'll see in a minute, why I do that. But I gave up this move, but this was a more solid, stress-free trade because I had a pretty much smooth sailing up to the VWAP. Had it got stuck here on this resistance, because that's where it got stuffed the last time. Had it got stuffed here, I would have taken it off. Still would have been a nice profit. But it did make the VWAP. I clicked it, and fortunately, it did make the VWAP here. Fortunately, I clicked it, and I got the high of this candle. I mean, it wasn't. I could have waited and got more, but once it hits my profit target, I'm going to take profit. I'm not going to sit there and wait and be greedy all the time. It would have to have blown past this, maybe up to here, with nice strong moves up before I actually took profit. So, and I was pretty pleased with this trade. This is a textbook reversal trade for me. This is how I trade. I look for it to bounce off support. I don't like trading them up here where there's no support for it to bounce off of. Now, this lower deviation band can be considered support, but for a reversal trade, I really love for it to come down and bounce off of daily support level, and have the moving averages down there where this can cross it. There was another trade today. This one, EROS, kept hitting the reversal scanner, kept pinging in my ear, and I looked at it, I guess, when it was close to here, and I think I was talking to somebody else about it, and I said I was looking to see what it did with this level, but I would take it over the 9, for a scalp. This is a lower price one, so I could size up, and if I got a 50-cent move or something, that would be decent profit. But it lost that level, came down here. Now, if you're into taking a lot more risk, you can see this spinning top and say, okay, it made the lower day on this. I'm going to go ahead and jump in long because this thing might reverse. That's the only way I could see anybody catching this trade, because this candle in 5 minutes had $1.10 range. So you would have been chasing this up. If you didn't get in here when it opened, you would have chased this candle up, and you might have scalped it for a few, but you could have found yourself in a little bit of trouble, because this is why I never take trades, unless it has gotten over the 9. Now, honestly, had this level held and this stayed where it was, that's enough room for me to take a nice scalp, because you're talking about almost $1, almost a point from here to here to the 9. So had it not jumped up like this and gave me a nice candle over and then confirmed, then I would have taken it and would have looked to take it off at the 9. But most of my reversal trades, I will make sure that it clears at least the 9 moving average. If the 20 is hanging around, it's got to clear both of them, because as you can see here, this got over the 9 eventually, but then the 20 held it down. And that's why I always wait until I can get it over these, and if it gives me enough move up and to where the trade makes sense, I'll take it. If it doesn't make sense, I won't. Here, let me see, there was another one. Let's see, DEPO here. This was another one that was on my scan, and you can see, I guess it was right here was where I was looking at it, and it eventually lost. I like this on this support here because the 9 was down, the 20 was down, and had it reversed here, I had enough room to make a decent profit. But it lost this level and it kept fading, eventually made lower day here, but there's no support, there's nothing for it to bounce off of. So this would not be a trade I would take. If there's no support for it to bounce off of, a lot of times you're going to get a weak move, or you're going to get a move that's stuffed at the moving averages. And you can see here where it reversed. The 9 stuffed it first, then it got between the 9 and the 20, and the 20 stuffed it too. But really, this is what I like to see a lot of times when it's coming off support. I like to see the 9 and the 20 squeezing these candles, because they're either going to pop up or pop down and usually give you a nice strong move. But this was too late in the day, to get that move. I kind of like to see that, around 1 o'clock or so, sometime after lunch, and you get these two squeezing it, and then you get a pop. And I think that's what I was looking at on I don't know if it had the squeeze in here or not. No, I didn't get to squeeze it that much. But I like to watch it squeeze a little bit, and then you get a nice pop up. Sometimes you'll just get one big candle to where you can take profit, but I like that squeezing action, and then it crosses over and it drives the stock on up. It's just what I like to see on my charts. Um, it's what I started doing, really back in February when I started learning how to trade these. I learned how to trade reversals, in the room. Actually, it was one of the first trades I learned how to take, and just kind of adapted it. And, over a period of time, when you trade these, you'll know what you look for, and you'll understand better how to trade it to where it makes sense to you, and you can get the profit that you're looking for. But that was all I did today. That was really the only good trade I needed. This was a nice one. Perfect way to end my day. And I know as the market gets better, we'll find more, reversals like this. But the key is, just because it sets up and it looks right doesn't mean it's going to be a good trade. There are a lot of other elements that you need to look at and assess before you jump in a trade. And that's what I've learned being in the chat, and talking with Ross and Mike and Jeff and listening to them, do their trade recaps. When you listen, you pick up a lot of stuff. But really, the good information comes from when they answer other people's questions. And that's where you get real good information. So that's all I have for tonight. Hopefully I'll have a couple good trades tomorrow. And, I'll be able to share them with you tomorrow evening. All right, well, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in chat.